Now, from earning millions to going platinum, women are once again proving that we're the...
Y'all are. You know, I love women, especially when they make money, they can spend it all on me. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, all right. We got Andy Harm standing by with more on all that information.
Damage, thanks. The big question this year, was 2014 going to be the year with 0 platinum albums? Just a few weeks ago, that's what all the industry insiders were saying. But then Taylor Swift released 1989, and boom, it already sold over 1.2 million copies. Today, we look at the changing landscape of album sales and ask the question, why is it getting harder and harder to go platinum? Joining me for the discussion is Joel Freemark from Death and Taxes. Joel, how'd this happen, man? Taylor Swift, she sold 1 million.
Yeah, she did. I had a feeling that if anyone could do it, it was going to be her, because she can pull from a much wider audience, you know, tweens to adults, men, women, pop fans, country fans, all across the spectrum. And that's not something your traditional band can do. And then along with that, she kept it off of free sites. It wasn't on Spotify, it wasn't on YouTube, just the singles. And she kind of forced people to buy it if they wanted to hear it.
There have been a lot of big releases this year from artists that also span across that entire spectrum. Coldplay comes to mind. Ariana Grande comes to mind. Taylor Swift, is she that much bigger than the rest of these artists?
I don't know if she's so much bigger, you know, in celebrity style, but yeah, I think her audience is bigger, again, because she can get that whole spectrum. You have kids buying the record and their parents want to listen to it, and I think that's the key. A lot of those people, Wiz Khalifa, even Jack White, someone like that, they have very specific audiences, and while they're big, they're not global and they don't go through all the different demographics.
I think you're absolutely right. Album sales as a whole have been trending downward over the years. It's just a continued reflection in 2014. Is that what we are seeing? Are albums just not as good in 2014? Is that why we haven't had a platinum record until Taylor Swift?
I think it's a little bit of both. I personally think the current music scene is fantastic. On the sales side, though, there are so many ways now that you can listen to music for free. Why would you buy it? It's simple economics. If I can just continue to listen to it for free forever, I'm not going to buy it. And the industry still hasn't really adapted to technology and let physical media fall to the back burner in favor of digital. There are definitely concerns about the downward trend, but music, for me, great music, it's flowing freely all over the planet. If people are really lukewarm about things, spend a little time on the internet. There's a ton of music to fall in love with.
It's funny that you talk about streaming music for free, because Taylor Swift, noticeably in the last week, has pulled her music off of Spotify. Do you think that helped ultimately in her album sales?
I think pulling 1989 helped and gave it even more hype. I'm not quite sure why she pulled the rest of her catalog, because it really serves her no purpose. Those records have sold what they're going to sell through digital and physical, and I think that's where she's being a little bit mean to her fans, not purposefully, but I understand her pulling the new record. It's a smart business move, and I think you're going to see a lot of artists doing the same in the future.
It'll be interesting to see if that affects her tour when it comes this May. We have a bunch of big releases still coming in 2014, from Nicki Minaj to Lil Wayne to Foo Fighters. You think we'll see another platinum album this year?
No, I don't. I'm not saying they're not going to be great records. I don't think they're the platinum sales caliber. Normally, I'd say Beyonce would be the one, but her new record is just going to be a repackaging of what she released last year, and I think due to the price on that and the fact that it's really not new material, she's not going to get anywhere near 1 million, because I think people forget 1 million records is a very difficult number to get to. Even some of the biggest records of all time took months, if not years, to get to 1 million. So as we see that downward trend in people buying records, of course, the ones, you know, that sell 1 million copies is going to show a similar trend.
I'm glad you mentioned how difficult it is to get there. Because it's so difficult, and because of that downward trend in album sales, should we be rethinking what platinum means? Should we incorporate new stats, like maybe streaming numbers in there? Or should we lower the bar? Should platinum now be 750,000 albums sold, or 500 albums sold, or 500,000 albums sold? What do you think?
I don't want to lower the bar personally, because I think now more than ever, if you could sell 1 million copies, that is huge. It's more of an honor than it's ever been before. I'm not sure about the meaning of it anymore, though. If people are caught up on the title of a platinum sale, then yeah, we need to find a new metric that's going to combine things like YouTube streams, Spotify, along with digital sales. But it's a really complex equation, because if you think about it, if you sit down and you listen to Shake It Off, the new Taylor Swift song, a dozen times, it's not exactly the same as buying her new record with 12 tracks on it and listening to it all the way through. So a lot of people who have interested money in this need to get together and kind of look at the new listening behavior and decide what is going to be platinum sales now. What is that combination?
You're absolutely right. And if we lower the bar, then it won't be nearly as impressive when you walk into a record label president's room and he's got all of those big plaques up on his wall. He's going to feel a little cheapened, so we can't have that either. Joel, thank you so much for being here, absolutely, and discussing this whole platinum album thing with us. We will see you soon.
See ya.
It's Joel from Death and Taxes.